Hi everybody, it's Rachel from Sage. I'm going to do a by request video today. You now know, if you've watched my fortnightly rotation video, that I am going to be doing wearing blue and green for the next fortnight. So what I've done so far, I've put gel through my brows, not quite stuck down though. I've laid down my base color over my eyeshadow primer, and the base color I've gone with is Pink Salt from the Avocado Toast. So I'm now going to use as much of the green as I can in this one look, and I'll do a second look as well, probably a more olivey, grungier look. But this one will be brighter, more sort of mid-tone pastels and jewel tones. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to lay down this shade here called Guac on the outer third. I've got these brand new brushes from Caramel. They're really nice. I'm really liking them so far. Very soft, synthetic brushes. My BH ones are just getting very old and starting to die. That's superb colour. Look at that. So I'm just patting it into the skin, or pressing it rather, would be a better word. Now this is a blending brush, but it's nice and flat, so I can still sort of soften that edge just like so, without having to switch brushes too much. Oh, I love that. That colour is amazing. So I'm going to use the teal eyeliner. Nile is the shade, from Peaches and Cream. I don't know, because I bought those, actually I've had 2 sets of those eyeliners from Glam Raider. I don't know where you can buy Peaches and Cream now, if you even can, in Australia. But we used to be able to get it from Glam Raider. So yeah, it's a UK based brand. I know Beauty Bay is sort of back, although I'm not ordering from them until I know a little bit more about their situation. So I don't know if we can get Peaches and Cream, but I'm sure there's teal eyeliners around somewhere. Okay, what am I going to do next? I am going to put the shade Extra just between the Pink Salt and the Guac, just with my finger, just there. Not exactly taking it right out to the corner, but almost. There's a bit of depth there. I'm going to go over that now and towards the inner third with Avocado, this one here. Look at that. This is a 6-7-year-old palette, completely expired at this point. But that is just redonkulous, the amount of shimmer in that. Now you know why I'm so sad that they went away, if you didn't know before. All right, I need to tidy up a little, bring that across a little bit more. So much pigment. Just have that green fade into the whitish gold, pinkish gold. All right, I've got lots of tidying up to do, I know. I'm going to add some black to the outer V called Holy Moly in this palette. I've just got a really small flat, I often use this as a liner brush, this one. I'm just going to stamp it right there, just there. And just there, and then run it along here. Right, like so. And then I'm going to go over that with that brush with the teal shadow on it. Just to buff those edges a little bit and to deepen that corner. I don't want it to go too muddy though, because that's the risk here, that as it goes too muddy and too dark. Well, not that I worry about that, but I just don't want it to turn muddy on me. That's why I put the pink salt down first, because I knew that that would counteract some of the tendency towards just going so grunge so quickly. It's just all like the layering of the colours and how they react with each other. So that teal over the pink salt has actually retained its colour. Whereas if I put it over, say, another green, it would have completely altered the effect. All right, eyeliner time. So it is the Peaches and Cream Nile eyeliner. There's not a lot left here, as you can see. Pretty deep, huh? That's why I needed to deepen up that shade called Guac, just so that it would be cohesive with the eyeliner. It's metallic. They're very smooth, very, very easy to use. You can see I didn't even need to open my eye or anything to do that. That's the color, okay? Yes, there's loads of fallout. This is a 6-year-old palette that I'm using here. I will address that. Don't worry. I've done a bit more blending on the upper edges. I went back in with some pink salt to do that. Now I am smoking out the lower lash line with a clean liner brush. This didn't have anything on it. And yeah, I've got fallout for days still. So just to flick that up a little bit more. It's a bit patchy over here, a bit patchy. Not loving that. The faintest bit of colour. The peacock is back. I've just done the rest of my face. I just put a bit of tennisational on, and then I chucked a bit of concealer on, and I put the lipstick shade Ginger Snap. I use that as my blush today. Ginger Snap, yeah, that one there. And on my lips, I put it on my lips and I didn't like it. So I went with the Essence Chocolat Lip Oil, the orange one. And in the center, I topped it with the Mecca Max brown lip oil, whatever that shade is, I don't know. Is that it there? Can you see that? Probably not. Anyway, I'll put it in the description box if you want to know. So just to reiterate, I used the Avocado Toast palette, and yes, it's very old, and yes, it's actually starting to show its age. I would have to say in the mattes more so. Having said that, this is one of my least used shades in this palette. I mean, you can see dips in most of the other shades. This one here is my most used shade in this palette. And obviously I love it. I mean, this look is extra, I know. That eyeliner, spot on with the eyeshadow. I hope you agree. Sorry about the nails. I did some cleaning this morning, and these two nails, the polish just lifted off, so I haven't fixed them yet. Anyway, whatever. So there's a little bit of patchiness there, and I think that's just the age of the shadows as well as the age of the person wearing the shadows. Anyway, you get it. And also I noticed that when I put the shimmer on over the top of the matte in here, the pink salt down first and then the avocado over the top, it sort of started to separate a bit, and I had to get some Napoleon Perdis, it's like Duraline. I had to get it onto a brush and place it in there. So I think that's just the age of the shadows now. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop using them. No, of course it doesn't. Come on, this is me. But I've done as best I can with the blending, and I really like the overall effect. At first I was like, I don't know. But now I've done the rest of my makeup, and I've done my hair, and I do have a facial client arriving fairly soon. Yeah, but she's used to seeing me like this, so it's okay. It's okay. She won't get too much of a shock. All right, I will do another video with more grungy greens, deeper greens, olivey greens, and I'll use that dark green mascara. I didn't use it today because I just put black on, and I didn't think it would go with the eyeliner. I am going to film a second look. I'll do a separate video for that because I don't have time to take this off and then redo my makeup again just at the moment. So hang out for that one. And it will feature the dark green mascara, and the greens I'll use will be more foresty, mossy, those sorts of greens instead of this sort of sea green, which I actually really like now that I've been wearing it for a while. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do that. I love that if you do that. And comments. You know, I love your comments. I always reply. Yes. Okay, talk to you again soon. Bye.